Now just for a second, put yourself in the shoes of a domino builder where one wrong move could mean absolute chaos. What's up, Domino community, and welcome to the point of view of a domino builder. Now, I thought it'd be fun for y'all to see what it's like as a domino artist. So like being the perspective of a builder, like getting the dominoes, placing it by hand, and just being really precise with how you build, because it just takes one wrong move and entire chaos could ensue. There could always be a moment where a domino is placed and then it could tip over by accident, or you knock it down in some way. It can be very precarious when you're building with dominoes. I think it would just be cool to see the perspective of a domino builder. Like, imagine you are this person building with these dominoes on the ground, and like, I don't know, it's like a totally different experience when you're actually setting up the dominoes versus maybe watching it from a distance. But hopefully this can kind of provide a little bit of context for what it's like to put together these projects. What you're seeing right now is a build of 900,000 dominoes, and this is a huge domino event called World Domino Collective that's run by the Dutch Domino team. And they've gathered a whole group of about 30 builders from 6 different countries to set this up over 2 weeks. And as a builder on the team, it was an amazing experience. Like, we build for about 8 hours a day for 2 weeks, and with one rest day in between. It's like truly a marathon of domino building. And what's nice is that the entire event is already planned out. Like, they spend over a year in advance designing the setup with large groups of people. Once we come in to actually start building the project, we know exactly what to do. All of the plans are mapped out with exactly where each project should go, and there's always directions with like the proper number of dominoes we need and how to build it, and it's very organized. Part of being at this event as just a builder kind of brought me back to when I first got into dominoes. Like, I wasn't really thinking too much about the video itself or like managing it or planning it. Like, I could just sit there, kind of relax, and get into such a flow state building with dominoes. And I really missed that. I think this was a really fun 2 weeks just setting up dominoes, and like getting to hang out with people who also build dominoes is the best. Like, I only get to see these people maybe once, sometimes twice a year, and it's kind of just like a big fun reunion. Getting to catch up with people who I haven't seen in a long time was really, really nice. And to share it by doing something that we all love, which is setting up dominoes and just being creative and having fun with building. So as you can imagine, when building these projects, you have to be super careful about what's around you. Like, in many parts of the build, you had to kind of like tiptoe around, or just be really careful that if you sit somewhere, you're not going to knock down whatever is 2 inches next to you. There were some moments when I was like building part of a field and I have to be like in between 2 different projects, and it's kind of like a gymnastics thing. Like, when I'm building with dominoes, I've genuinely learned how to be really flexible and very agile around the dominoes. I don't know how to describe it, but like, I've learned to have such slow and controlled movements with my body that you kind of have to, in some ways, to reach into different parts of the setup. It can kind of be a workout, to be honest. Like, if you're on the ground over dominoes, like, it's an ankle workout. And like, there are some points too where some people were building on the ground because they had to like lay underneath a tree. Yeah, it could get kind of uncomfortable, but like, as a builder, you just kind of figure out the best ways to set up dominoes. Even if it's a somewhat uncomfortable position, we somehow make it work. So let me explain a little bit more about the project. Now, the theme was Color the World with Dominoes. So we have 6 sub-theme colors: yellow for desert dunes, green for wild wilderness, pink for pink paradise, red for Asian ambience, and blue for wonderful water world. I thought it was a really interesting concept to tie a color to certain parts of our world and really highlight that in a very beautiful and artistic way. I do want to mention that this project is the new independent domino world record, and it is the largest domino project that is fully, like, from the ground up funded by ourselves. Like, we have very minimal sponsors. It wasn't like a paid TV production like Domino Day. Like, this is something that we come together and do because we just love building dominoes, and we want to make the most amazing and biggest project that we can. This was the largest project that any of us have ever been a part of, and it worked so incredibly well. It's totally a different experience when you're part of a larger team time building a big project because none of us could really build something like this at home. Like, it takes so much time, so much space and energy to set up just one project of this scale, and I think the whole team did such an incredible job. This is truly Domino Day level style projects with over 30,000, sometimes 50,000 dominoes in just one individual project. The first couple days are always the slowest. Throughout the project, as the weeks go by, it really comes together and it becomes this beautiful piece to look at. Honestly, the fall down was so good. Like, it went all the way through until the end with no stops, and if you haven't seen the final fall down video, please go check it out. The link is in the description on the Dutch Domino team's channel. And if any of you happen to be near Vermont, we are hosting the 17th annual Domino Toppling Extravaganza at the Brattleboro Museum and Arts Center on October 6th. So if you want to come see the fall down, I'll put a link in the description to get tickets. It's going to be super fun and you get to see a giant domino project. I always find myself getting so inspired after events, like especially at WDC when they're doing such unique things. Like, they're making all of these decor pieces and like giant structures that we can build on. I think really separates this domino event from a lot of the things that I see online is the decoration pieces. Like, they spend so much time creating these custom and unique structures to build on, and I feel like it elevates the event so much. If you haven't seen my last video detailing this, definitely go check it out. And the other thing that I find really interesting is that most of the builders who are on the team don't actually actively build too much. Like, a lot of them, maybe they've built a lot in the past or they have some experience with dominoes, but a lot of us aren't super active builders anymore. Yet we're all still coming together once a year to build this project. And I think that really says a lot about the community and, you know, people just coming together, even if they're not like super into dominoes. Like, it's just this one thing that's kind of bringing us together. It's always such a great time to be part of these events, and let me know what you thought of this project down below in the comments. And if you have any ideas for an event, let me know. I might try to start some more in the future. We'll see how it goes, but I'm very much looking forward to next year. We'll be setting up even more dominoes, which is truly insane. I just want to thank Dutch Domino team again for hosting such an amazing event and just having me on the team. It was incredible. And I also want to give a shout out to our featured community member, Down to Fall, who literally just made a 50,000 domino project. I was totally blown away by this, so please go support their channel. And as always, I'm Lily Hevish, and keep on building.